Welcome to the Good Growing Grow Along Check-In number 3. I am Emily Swihart, horticulture educator, coming to you today from Des Moines, Iowa. Today is the third week of July. We're in the third week, and it is the height of growing season. And so it is time to celebrate, commiserate, confess how our gardens are doing. So, I can't do this alone, and I won't do it alone. I am joined today by two of our favorite horticulturists, Chris Enroth and Ken Johnson, who live by the motto, plaid isn't a pattern, it's a lifestyle. So Ken, Chris, how are you guys doing?
Best intro in this podcast.
Chris, I did expect you to wear plaid, so I was guessing.
It's
but
hot today.
It is hot.
You would think Ken wouldn't even be wearing a shirt right now. My gosh, it's so hot out.
I put it on for the recording.
He's got swim trunks on below.
We didn't need this to get flagged for anything, so.
No.
Yep. But well, gentlemen, like I said, I'm in Des Moines. I'm actually off today this week. Got some family stuff going on, but I just had to check in with you guys and everybody because, it's July, it's hot, we've had rain, the gardens are going. And so happy to join you today. And because I'm limited on time, because we got the agenda, we're going to do something different today, right? We're going to just go through how our own individual gardens are going. We're not going to go through our whole list because if you listen back, some of us don't have things to report on. And so instead of just going through each species, we're just going to go through each garden. And so to kick us off, Ken, how are things growing?
So the stuff that is growing well. So I've only got, people remember back, I've only got 3 things that successfully grew. A lot of the stuff pretty much everything I direct seeded except the popolo did not make it. So I got some pictures here I can share. So first off, here's the black creme tomato that I have. So you can see we've got some tomatoes. These did not get staked like I'd hoped to before I went on vacation. So they are now sprawling all over the ground. So get some pictures of what you probably shouldn't do out of this, if nothing else. And hopefully we don't get a bunch of rotten tomatoes because we're going to have a lot of moisture in there, a lot of them growing on the ground, but we'll see. You can see the tomatoes here. They're up off the ground. So hopefully hopefully it cools off so we can actually get color in our tomatoes because right now it's so hot. Tomatoes aren't going to color well, but these are still probably a week or 2 away before they start coloring up. But large, very healthy plants, lots of flowers on there. Christmas peppers. So these really exploded while I was gone. So you can see here I've got fruit all over them. Again, you can pick them at this point. They taste kind of like green peppers. But if you want them to get the really sweet ones, let them get nice and red, kind of a dark red color. So again, probably another week or so, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how the weather shakes out before we'll start picking these. But we will have lots of Christmas peppers. If the 2 of you don't have Christmas peppers, I will be able to supply you with some because I have 6 here at the Garden for the Grow Along, and then our own personal home garden, we bought some seed, and I think I got another 5 or 6 plants at home. So I will be giving these away probably shortly. And then popolo. I think this is the popolo. This is where I put the seeds, and this is what came up. I had 3 plants. There's only 1 still. Looks a little scraggly, but it's still going. It's putting on new growth. I did try a leaf, so hopefully this is popolo. Or if I keel over while we're recording, you know why? Because I ate something that I wasn't supposed to. But yeah, I guess we can leave the taste till the taste test episode. But so yeah, there's the 3 that I have successfully grown, or 3 types that I've successfully grown.
That is popolo. That looks like everything I've seeded and grown for popolo. So
okay, good.
Yeah. Now, whether you're allergic to it or not and keel over, I don't know.
So far, so good. That was about an hour ago. So
you start getting itchy, go ahead and head out the door. Well, good. That's progress on the garden. I know you had some challenges in the earlier growing season, so happens. I'm excited for your Christmas peppers because I've just been excited for those all along. So Yep. All right, Chris, how's it going?
It's going okay. I'll share my screen too. And so you're about to take a whimsical trek through my yard from this morning. The first photo is the melon, the Qatari melon, which it's blurry, it's hazy. That's because I had to constantly be wiping the camera lens because it has been so humid for the last several days here. But these are growing in pots. This one I trellised onto our short little deck that we have on our back, off our back of our house. It's growing very well, flowering. The leaves are a little discolored. Here is the popolo. It is growing in pots, and it is very happy. This is really enjoying where I have it in the yard, partial shade. It likes the container growing, and towards the end, you're going to see the popolo in the ground, not so happy. Back to my melon that we have trellised on to the deck there. You can see the leaves are a little discolored. It's probably maybe a little bit more inhospitable there with the container. It's a smaller container. Probably should have used a bigger one. But go back to the popolo. Here are the leaves. I tried to get a picture of this syrphid fly on the leaf. It's blurry though. But it's a very happy, healthy growing plant, especially compared to its kin that are growing on the other side of the house in the ground. Here is our basil. I absolutely love this basil. It's beautiful. And I'm going to zoom in here, looking at the margins of the basil, this like neon green color on the margins of the leaves here of this dark purple leaf basil, but that neon color I just think is outstanding. And then I notice right next door, the popolo, Ken, you might like this. They have a lot of leaf miner damage in some of my plants. So keep an eye out for that. I've seen a lot of leaf miners going after these plants. That's another shot of the basil. It's beautiful. I have this one in a darker blue pot. I really like that combination, dark purple, neon green fringes to the leaves in that blue pot. Here's another Qatari melon, a different one. This one I just let kind of grow along the steps of the deck down towards and sort of circling around some other container plantings that we have there. This one is much more happy. The leaves are not as off color as the other one. And then toothache plant. Ken, you didn't tell me this thing just loved to grow. This is planted in a whiskey barrel with like 6 other plants, which you can't. Only one you can see is that elephant ear right there. But this was I think a single toothache plant that has really just exploded in growth here, and it's very happy. It really likes this spot. So we have toothache plant growing in along here. I think there's also some cosmos, which we'll see in just a second. There's a close-up of toothache plant. I haven't tried any of the flowers yet, but I am excited to. And then just that combination of toothache plant, got more of that basil there in the foreground. I also got some rosemary, got some thyme. There's some sage. There's some parsley hiding in there too. So I got all the herbs. There's another melon right here. This is in a different container in a different part of the yard in my kind of ginger study area, where we're growing lots of different types of ginger as well. But I wanted to put a melon plant there. It's very happy. This is in like a 10-gallon pot. It's very large container right here. Very happy. Enjoys it. No fruit yet though. Again, I plot plants where I can. This is just another one of those basils among my GMO petunias, my firefly petunias right there. And so just taking pictures of that. Oh, and I was excited. My amaryllis is about to bloom again. So I threw that in there. I haven't organized these pictures at all. Here's some botrytis rot on the petunias. Now let's look at the in-ground plants. So right here we have toothache plant in ground, definitely much smaller than the container planted ones. And this was all done on the same day, almost a month ago. Much smaller, really has struggled, but hey, it's established, it's flowering. Here's my one Christmas pepper plant that I have. It's fruiting and flowering, and I am very excited. Definitely not the state as Ken's though, where Ken, your pepper plants are far more along than mine. This is my popolo in ground. Not happy, very sad. Just really has struggled in the ground. But it really likes the container growing. Here's my black Krim tomatoes. I am so happy. They grew out of some of the herbicide damage from before that had drifted over and has grown out of it. We still have a little bit of wild, wacky growth. We have some fasciated flowers that popped up that I picked all those off. And that fasciation is just kind of just sort of this weird kind of flattened or kind of bulbous growth that you can get when cells are exposed to plant growth regulator herbicide. But they're growing well. They're healthy. I love the flowers on them. They're so cool looking, these tomato flowers. No fruit yet. Still waiting. So yeah, there's looking good, healthy. There's still a third one that's really struggling, but it's going to probably not make it this next week. I'll probably pull that one and get rid of it because it's not going anywhere. It's been in the ground for over a month. And there's some close-ups of that one. Yep, I'm happy. Oh, and the cosmos. Something was eating all the leaves off my cosmos. So as I was just gently looking at the plant, it snapped in my hand and it is no more. But there's the leaves totally stripped off the plant. I'm not sure what's eating it. But I have one more, my last cosmos, peeking out from underneath the toothache plant here in that whiskey barrel. No flowers, no nothing yet. A viewer did send me a picture of a flower. They are beautiful. I really hope I get a flower on this plant. So with that is pretty much, oh, and here's Old Mexico. the last of it. That was the last one that I had. It just didn't survive. So I don't know, really bad luck with Old Mexico. Oh, and some fungus. So in a different part of the yard. All right. Yeah, I had a lot of fun taking pictures today. So not all grow along plants, but that's how it's growing along in my yard.
Oh, well, thanks for that update. Yeah, it sometimes we just plants tucker out. We lose them. Yeah. Okay, so I will share. So first I don't have pictures of because quite frankly I forgot to walk down the garden and take some pictures.
You're not home. Yeah.
I'm not home. And before I left, I can update. So my black Krim is doing very well. She's very happy. There's fruit on her. I think we will have enough to share. So even if, by the time we do our taste test, we don't have fruit from your guys' plants, I'll bring some and contribute that. My Christmas tree pepper doing really well as a plant. Haven't noticed a lot of flowers on it. Honestly forgot to look that close because it's just been kind of chaotic, like jumping in and out of the garden and checking for cucumbers to grab and zucchini to grab before I have to run off to the next thing. This season's been a little chaotic. So you'll notice some weeds in my garden too. That's been just kind of the theme of the garden is just stay ahead of the weeds. And sometimes I don't. So, all right, let me share my screen. I'll share some of the pictures that I do have. Oh, I need request. I need permission.
You have permission.
Excellent. Thank you. So first, this is the Kahari melon. I've been very excited about this. So this, in all honesty, is what our master gardeners are growing. So we trellis them in our demonstration garden, and they are doing fantastic. There are so many flowers, so many developing fruits, and they are gorgeous. They always have this like dappled appearance on the rind, and it just intensifies over time. My next picture, this is when it was younger, one of the other fruits. So it just always had that kind of that really cool coloration, and then it develops and intensifies over time. And so doing really well. These are smaller fruits, and so they're hanging, and I expect them to be okay as they mature. The Kahari melon I have at home, I struggled to have germination, and so I admitted last time that I replanted a couple of times. I did have successful germination. They're growing in the ground, and they're spreading, and they're doing okay. But again, they're not as far along as these are, and so no fruits yet. But I'm really excited to try these melon. This is my Megapunk Celosia. Yeah, Chris, I saw your mouth drop. Yes.
Wow.
So last time I was lamenting that the leaf coloration was more of a variegated, kind of an ombre. Is that how you say it? Like it was green and yellow, or green and this like magenta color. And I was hoping for just pure magenta because that's what all the pictures from the catalog showed. Well, she got there. It was just with time, gave her some, I don't know if it was the heat or this, just maturity, but this picture doesn't even do her justice. Like it is a stunning color from a foliage standpoint. The flowers are developing. They're really small right now, and so I'm curious to see how those develop. Some celosia have really large plumes, others don't, and so I'm going to kind of monitor that situation. But from a foliage plant perspective, like I think I'll be planting Megapunk again. Here's another picture of it just being just really an intense color. You can see here up at the top, I don't know if you can see my mouse on the screen, but there's like a small flower developing. And that's what I mean when I say they're just smaller flowers. And so we'll see if they get any more robust, because we grew these as cut flowers. So you'd put them into an arrangement. And so if they have more robust, like bigger flowers, that would just be like double whammy with the foliage and those flowers. We'll see. Here is our zinnia. Got one. There are other blooms on it. This is at home in my garden in the ground. The lone zinnia, Old Mexico that we have growing. Really enjoyed this. So it's in contrast to the zinnias that I traditionally grow, which are the taller, more cut flower type. This one's more of a compact plant. There's a lot more branching, a lot more buds on it. And so I put it in the garden just to monitor, but I think next year if I were to grow this, I would put it like along a border or in a container, like near the house. Just a more delicate, like petite plant than some of the other zinnias. And we knew that. I just put it in the garden to test it out. But kind of cool. I guess I expected more yellow on the flowers. Not that I'm one to critique Mother Nature, but just really, it's a lovely flower. So my cosmos, I'll jump in here too. My cosmos are planted next to my zinnia. I have no idea how they're doing because the weeds are just eating that row. So I think they're still there. I don't know if there's any blooms because I was afraid to look at the condition of that row. I was scared, so I didn't even go over there. Here's my basil. This is in my garden. You can see the weeds. I'm not making that up. It's a real battle situation happening. And really well. The fragrance also with this ornamental basil, so it's marketed, as a cut flower and used in bouquets, but that basil fragrance is still there. I tried it, still delicious as a basil. Really, I guess maybe that was a spoiler alert. I don't know if we were going to taste that all together, but it's basil and it tastes like basil. So it's doing well. There's some insect pest damage. I'm gonna live with that. That's just a choice that I'm making, but doing really well. I haven't noticed that green edge like you had said, Chris. So I'm gonna have to pay more attention next time I get out there. Oh well, actually, now that you mention it in this picture, check that out. All right, I'm gonna have to look at it in person. I didn't even notice that when I took the picture. I just love that color, that purple, amethyst color. This is my lone papalo at my house. Barely hanging on. Might succumb at some point. Kind of a fragile plant in this location in the ground. I'll show you in our gardens with the master gardeners, their containers, they're doing much better. So that might be a trend others are seeing. Just in the ground, it seems to be struggling. But so this is the one raised in our container, just more of a robust plant, doing very well. So, toothache plant. This is in our demonstration garden. The master gardeners are caring for, doing great, just great. I think I said this before, but I expected it to be a taller plant, and so it's kind of cool that it's lower growing. I don't know why I expected that. It just in my head had just a taller plant. So this is really kind of like nice and low ground cover. I did pick off some of the flowers. I'm in Des Moines for baseball, and so I'm going to try to get the baseball team to try the flowers. We'll see if any of the players or the dads want to be adventurous, but we'll see. So I did that quick before we left the other day. That's it. What am I forgetting? I mentioned my black crim. What are we forgetting? What do we have no plants growing of? Anything? Do we have we have everything, guys? I
think we
think
hit it all.
Cosmos. Well,
Yeah.
mine I don't know about.
Yours is a mystery.
We had someone send us a picture. Holy cow, like really, really wishing I had spent more time cultivating cosmos. It was a really lovely picture. So thank you for that, listener. It was, and others are invited to do that too. Send us your pictures. We really, really enjoy seeing the success. We'll live vicariously through you.
Yes, that's the beauty of a grow along.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So, all right, gentlemen. Well, that's a good update. We're heading into, we've had rain. You guys have had rain, so that's nice. Hopefully things don't really dry out. But Ken, I wanted to follow up real quick. You were gone for a bit. How did your just general like garden maintenance care fare? Because I'm also heading out of town for a bit, and so I want to know.
Yeah, so we were away from home for a little over, almost 3.5 weeks, 25 days, I think was the total, for vacation and conferences. So at home, we do cover crop in our vegetable garden, crimped it. I don't really have much weed problems there. Flower gardens, we put down we collect leaves around the neighborhood in the fall. People probably think we're crazy, but we put a bunch of leaves down and don't have many weed problems in that area. Those areas where we didn't mulch is another story. I spent lots of time when we got back weeding at home at our Lukeman garden site. Had some areas I didn't get quite cleaned up as well as I wanted to before I left, and they just got out of hand because it's fair season, so everybody's busy. So that got kind of, I guess, through no fault of anybody else but me, just kind of got out of control. So I've been doing a lot of weeding since I got back.
You know, the positive side of that is like when you're weeding bigger plants, the impact is so much more visible. It's
feels good too. Yeah.
So,
yes, and luckily it's been raining, so the soil is nice and moist, and they come out relatively easy. It's not like you're pulling them out of cracked soil that's holding onto it like a vice.
Well, yeah, I'm expecting to have to do a lot of weeding beforehand and try to get ahead of our time away. We're not going for that long, but it doesn't take but a week for those weeds to seemingly to get out of control. So, I also just have accepted some weeds in the garden. That's a maturity thing. I used to really want like a clean garden. And now maybe either I'm so tired or busy or both that I just accept some of the weeds. So. All right, guys. Well, I need to wrap this up. Have to get on to the next fun family adventure. But I really appreciate you guys letting me check in from afar. Really appreciate growing with you alongside of you guys. And glad to hear that our gardens are doing okay. We have some stuff. We have some.
It's not a complete failure.
No. Well, we've said it before, and I think we'll keep saying it. Like, that's why we do this as a team, why we do this with others. It's like, this is an adventure. We haven't grown many of these plants before, different growing conditions each year. So it's just, it is what it is. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, viewers and listeners, for joining us in the Grow Along check-in number 3. Hope your gardens are growing really, really well, having good success. We'll send out a survey and you can report back. We really appreciate the feedback when you send those in because it helps us know how you're doing. Because this is a two-way street. We're doing this together. So really appreciate you all growing along with us. And until next time, keep on growing.
Okay.
Welcome to the Good Sorry. Are you ready?
I'm ready now.
Okay. Ken, you ready?
Yes.